minutes or so. More than 40 cars taking part, and any of the 10 top drivers would win the international rally. The numbers have gone down to only 16 this year. In 2019 attack force will include LEROY GOMES driving a Ford Fiesta R5, FEKKEN driving an ETIOS R4. MANVIR BARIYAN driving a Skoda Fabia R5. Driving a Toyota ETIOS R2. Chris Cozier driving a Mazda as the war will suddenly go native. Welcome to the Rally of South Africa 2019. LEROY returning for the third time, while Ashla was returning for the second time, having missed out last year. And in the meantime, they had gone high-tech, moving from an Evolution 10 of yesteryears to the latest version of the Ford Fiesta R5. And the story will be told on the road as the rubber meets gravel. LEROY would lead the ramp as car number 2, MANVIR BARIYAN having been flagged off as car number 1. Into the rally, the opening stage was 16.08 kilometers, and LEROY would clock second quickest out of the stage. 11 minutes 42 seconds was his new time on the stage. Lee was just 8 seconds behind FEKKEN driving R4 Toyota ETIOS. Putting it into perspective, LEROY was decapitating 1 minute 54 seconds on last year's time when he was running the Evolution time, when he was 13 minutes 38 seconds third on the stage. The itinerary included a service after every stage to allow time for the backmarkers to go through the same stage, as each stage was being repeated for the second time.
Homens estão a beber demais, as mulheres também estão a beber demais. Meu irmão, que se não esperas mais, este mundo está a acabar.
Você não acreditaria nas coisas que acontecem neste mundo. Meu irmão, é melhor se preparar. está a acabar. As mulheres agora estão a se vestir mal.
The same stage was being repeated as stage 2, a rewrite that was to see Leroy cut 5 seconds on his earlier time to finish third, as his opponents were more determined than ever before. FEKKEN once again quickest at 11:21, reducing 13 seconds on his earlier time, and MANVIR in an overdrive, just 3 seconds behind FEKKEN to finish 11:24. In comparison to last year, for the second time, Leroy had cut a massive 37 seconds on early pace to finish in 13:01.8. A stage that was to go to BARIYAN in 12:20, 41 seconds quicker than Leroy. Stage 3 had seen daggers drawn between FEKKEN and BARIYAN. FEKKEN finishing 3 seconds quicker than MANVIR, while Leroy was 17 seconds away. Enter stage 4, and the fight between MANVIR and FEKKEN was not about to lay down, as they tied on the second, separated by a sixth of a second. Leroy was once again squeezing in a third quickest 0.3 of a second on his earlier time to finish the stage in 5 minutes 59.
Os homens estão a beber demais, as mulheres também estão a beber demais. Meu irmão, que se não esperas mais, este mundo está a acabar.
Se me contassem, não acreditaria as que acontecem neste mundo, meu irmão.
As drivers headed for stage 5 had found their levels on the previous 2 stages, FEKKEN and MANVIR were absolutely on fire as they tied on the second and separated by a tenth. Leroy was being sidelined, being pushed forth. 10 minutes 43 seconds, 0.7. And in comparison with 2018, Leroy had run the stage in 12 minutes dead, Lee finishing 10th on the stage. And surprise, surprise, Guy Butcher finishing just 4 seconds behind MANVIR. Returning to stage 5 as number 6 now, the war was not about to lay down as FEKKEN showed his superiority over MANVIR by a full 0.2 seconds to finish in 10:16, cutting 8 seconds on his previous time as MANVIR cut 4.7. Van Vick held on his third, cutting 2 seconds, while Lee cut 5 to finish in 10:38, 22 seconds down the leaderboard as the war grew more vicious. There was an improvement by Leroy from his performance last year. 2 minutes 19 seconds better. He was 11th then and now 4th.
Lee, how has it been going since morning?
Tiring, Dean. I don't know. I'm tired, but it's been all right. I mean, we still have work to do to keep up with the top guys, HEGEN and MANVIR. But it's all part of learning. But we're learning. Different terrain, different conditions. You know, I'm not driving the car the way she needs to be driven, but it will come with time, eh?
Okay.
We'll catch up.
Cheers, Yeah.
All day the focus had been on stages around Sabi. It was time now to turn the attention to the center of town, Sabi, for the final spectator stage of the day. As Tyre made star 1.8 kilometers of Sabi town was the next stage 7 that was to be run under complete darkness. LEROY finishing as number 5 on the stage, 10 seconds away from the leader of HEGEN, FEKKEN, who was 2 minutes 30, while LEROY was 2:40.4. Van FEKKEN 8 seconds behind FEKKEN, and Guy another 2 seconds down to tie with MANVIR and LEROY on the second.
How did the evening go? The last special stage, did you win it?
No, didn't win it. Hey, we got given a hiding by the R4, like a proper hiding. 10 seconds, eh?
10 seconds?
10 seconds. I don't know what he was doing or how he was taking those corners, but he drove very well, and respect to him, eh? Look, I think I could go maybe 2-3 seconds faster, just on little mistakes that I might have made. But to go anything quicker than that, I would probably have to climb a couple of curbs, I think. I don't think I could hold the car neatly in between those narrows. But it was good, you know. My aim was not to lose time. Last year, I lost almost 30 seconds in this same stage. I failed to drive it. This year, I just wanted to make sure I didn't lose too much time, and luckily it didn't. I mean, I was on par with MANVIR. We lost time to the R4, but you know, HEGEN is in another league. And didn't lose too much time to Guy. Guy had a problem, but he's the closest guy behind me. And the aim now is just to manage the race and still try and get a podium.
What's the plan tomorrow?
Tomorrow is to drive. Yeah, hopefully we'll get a good night's rest and try and push. I mean, rally, it's not over till it's over, so we'll see what happens, but we will drive. So starting tomorrow at Spaghetti Junction, and we'll have some fun again on the asphalt.
All right, see you tomorrow.
It too was to see cars move more than 60 kilometers in Tunal's pride. This is where famous Spaghetti Junction is found, where 2 cars go head to head. 1.42 kilometers ran twice, as more rubber was to hit the turf. LEROY going to head to head with Guy and R5 against an R2. And at the end, there was a separation of just 0.2 of a second between Lee and Guy to cross the finish line. A stage that was to go to HEGEN FEKKEN by 4 seconds quicker than Lee. A rerun of the stage was to see LEROY improve by 4 seconds on his earlier time to finish in 10.9. That was barely a second between him and HEGEN FEKKEN. as MANVIR finished third down the leaderboard, 4 seconds behind. Putting it into context, Leroy had improved by 5 seconds on his last year's time when he was driving the Evolution 10 on run 1, which was spectator 8. On run 2, Leroy was improving by a massive 8 seconds on last year's time.
Se me contassem, não acreditaria nas coisas que acontecem neste mundo. Meu irmão, é melhor se preparar.
The results on stage 10 was the biggest surprise of the rally and certainly must have surprised even the very best supporters of Leroy GOMES, including himself. Stage 10 route run was to consist of 20.08 kilometers and Leroy took it by storm. 14 minutes 20.1 was more than anybody could imagine, 6 seconds quicker than FEKKEN who had dominated day 1. MANVIR coming another 2 seconds behind FEKKEN to finish third, and Guy 40 seconds from Leroy as 5th. A win on stage 10 was more than a reward for his effort of the previous day. Again, taking a comparison of 2018 results, Leroy was cutting a full 1 minute 25 seconds from his performance last year on this very stage, when he finished in 15 minutes 45 seconds .6, a stage that went to BARIYAN in 14:36, 49 seconds separating the two drivers then.
Os homens estão a beber demais, as mulheres também estão a beber demais. Meu irmão, que se não esperas mais, este mundo está a acabar.
Se me contassem, não acreditaria nas coisas que acontecem neste mundo. Meu irmão, é melhor se preparar. Este mundo está acabando.
Leroy's result on stage 10 for sure must have unraveled the whole field, as going to stage 11, BARIYAN went off, losing more than 20 seconds. This would be followed by 12 on stage 12 by Leroy, who punctured and also wrong slotted. FEKKEN on stage 13 went off in a big way, losing more than 30 seconds in the process, as did Guy on stage 14. Stage 11 is 17.4 kilometers stage of Hendriksdal. FEKKEN's ego must have been injured on stage 10 when he was beaten by Leroy. He came back fighting very hard on stage 11 to check it by 13 seconds over the next quickest curve. A surprise second coming from Guy Bottle, who in turn beat Portia by 2 fractions of a second. And the winner of the last stage, Leroy GOMES, pushed to 4th. The firepower from FEKKEN was not about to let down and taking stage 12, 19 minutes. 11 seconds was his time. He'll be followed by BARIYAN, who was 9 seconds away. MANVIR finished 3rd and Portigita 4th, Guy 5th. Leroy was relegated to 17th as he punctured on the stage, and later wrong-slotted was a massive loss of nearly 7 minutes. Leroy's poor performance on the stage could be interpreted to mean he was taking a minute per kilometer on the stage. The fist fight between MANVIR and FEKKEN was becoming indeed very painful. MANVIR having gone off on stage 11, a repeat of the same stage, FEKKEN went off, losing about 30 seconds in the process, giving a leeway to MANVIR to take his first win of the stage since the start of the rally. 11 minutes 36 seconds meant that he was 3 seconds quicker than FEKKEN's time through the stage the first time through. The other two cars continued to pile their surprises in this rally as Portigita in a Ford Fiesta was the second quickest out of the stage. 11 minutes 51 seconds. His best performance since the start of the rally. Guy Bottle taking on third at 12:07. That was the second quicker than Leroy Gomes, who finished as fourth, as the other two cars fought very hard for a befitting recognition. As we went to stage 14, every stage mattered. BARIYAN taking a consecutive stage from FEKKEN 9 seconds quicker on the stage to finish in 18:58.4. Leroy grabbing third, once again coming into the limelight as he fought back the time he had lost on stage 12. 90 minutes 45 was 47 seconds from the leader, who was also fighting back to regain lost time on stage 11 when he went off. The new victim to the cruelty of the rally was now Guy Bottle. 21 minutes 47 seconds was his time on the stage. Nearly 3 minutes down the leaderboard as he finished 7th.
Is it true you have won a stage?
Yeah, yes, I believe so.
Very exciting, huh?
Yeah,
How did it go?
It was good. Look, we just kept it clean around all the corners, and we didn't make any mistakes.
You don't make mistakes. Yeah, you don't need to.
Yeah, we try not to, eh? And we didn't make any mistakes. I know. I think HEGEN made one big mistake.
True. He told me true.
Yeah, so he did make mistakes.
They are repairing the car now. Yeah.
And MANVIR also, I think, had a late call on a note. And he's lucky. He could have also hit his car badly, but he's very lucky that nothing serious went wrong. But it was good. Look, it was good. It feels good to have a stage win, and yeah, to keep the pressure on the guys in front of me.
Yeah, you do, eh? Ashla,
thank you.
how do you feel taking a oh, sorry.
Feeding a baby.
Feeding a baby and feeding herself, eh? Double feed, eh? You feel winning a stage today?
Good.
Good.
It's about time, no?
No, we still have some ways to go before we can be...
Yeah, but at least it gives some...
It felt good.
It feels good, yeah, it feels good. It gives you some encouragement. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Baby, are you winning the stage? Come on. Okay, guys, see you, eh?
The Rally of South Africa 2019 in York Forest has been a vicious fight, the heartbeat of speeds. Countless services, spectators on the roadsides, ran on gravel, then turn, and gravel again. 16 cars were flagged off in Sabi Town.
GOMES, eh? GOMES all like, yeah.
This zigzag 3.7 kilometer spectator stage was the final act of participation and trophies at the finish. Leroy and Ashla had given it all they could. Unfortunately, a puncture on stage 12 pushed them down to miss the podium. However, it will be memorable that they won a stage, their first step in the quest for the African title in 2020. Now we take you to stage 15, the final race to the finish.
Stage 15 in zigzag of 3.7 kilometers. FEKKEN, having been hit below the belt on the last two stages, came back daring and fighting 3 seconds quicker than MANVIR to finish in 2 minutes 58 seconds. Leroy held on third to finish 5 seconds down the leaderboard in 3 minutes 3 seconds on the final stage.
Comparing the grand finale of 2018 and 2019, you can see the pace has been upped up in this rally of 2019. FEKKEN winning in 2 minutes 58 seconds, 0.3. That was an improvement of 9 seconds from previous year's time that was made by MANVIR, who was the quickest then. Leroy was third and is third today. 3 minutes 3 seconds, that's a departure from 3 minutes 20 seconds, the time he made last year. A big improvement of 17 seconds. Coming with more experience and a much improved car.
Lee,
Hey!
what's the bad news? What happened, man?
Got a flat tire. About I think 18 kilometers, maybe before into the long stage. I drove on it, I felt the car crab and said something's wrong, but then I figured and I started feeling it more I decided to stop. I didn't want to break anything. There was no need to break, so we pulled over. Had to find a spot first to change. So found a spot, changed the tire, and then came in. But then we had one more stage, and it was very rough to get there. So then I went into safe mode just to make sure I can get back back to service, because we only had one spare tire. So we managed to get in. Once we got in, worked with the car, went out, tried to attack. Had another mistake.
What happened?
Note wasn't emphasized enough. Like a fast right 5, but it was a caution fast right 5 to dips by 2 plus blind hairpin right, and he never emphasized that. And we actually turned before the hairpin, and was no road to try and reverse and get back and rally. It's good fun.
No, the important thing is to be here.
No, we got to the end. Lost out on the podium, but that's rally.
That's right, yeah.
But at least, I mean, we did some good times. We're still learning the car, so I think we've got.
We still have a long way to improve.
A long way to go. But it was positive. We had one stage win, which was very positive.
Very positive.
And then
in a second, did you finish in a second? Second in a stage?
Second in a stage in the super special in
last night.
Elspeth.
Yeah.
In Elspeth.
Yeah.
The Spaghetti Junction finished second. And we were able. I mean, it was good. I was able to gauge
yourself,
my pace with MANVIR. MANVIR is a brilliant driver. I mean, the last max he pulled out a time that's just phenomenal. MANVIR.
Huh?
He attacked,
yeah?
I attacked it crazy. But like I said, got a long way to go.
Yeah, he has been rallying for many years.
No, it is.
You get there. You get there.
We will. Rome wasn't built in a day. Rally takes time, and seat time is the most important.
Yeah.
Shama Mohammed coming into the picture as the fourth quickest car, 15 seconds behind Lee. And Chris Corsier in a Mazda R2 also coming into the picture for the first time, 4 seconds behind Shama Mohammed.
The final times of the rally was reminiscent of a very vicious fight that had gone on for the last 2 days, culminating into a win of an R4 driven by FEKKEN over 2 R5s of MANVIR BARIYAN, the African champion 2 times, who won here last year, and LEROY GOMES, Field Fiesta, who finished second in African Rally Championship 2017.
I follow.
cansa e não acreditaria as coisas que eu vejo acontecendo neste mundo. Meu irmão, é melhor se preparar, este mundo está a acabar. Os homens estão a beber demais, as mulheres também estão a beber demais. Meu irmão, que se não esperas mais, este mundo está a acabar.
Se me contassem não acreditaria nas coisas que acontecem neste mundo. Meu irmão, é melhor se preparar, este mundo está a acabar. Os homens estão a beber demais, as mulheres agora estão a se vestir mal. Meu irmão, que se nada esperas mais, este mundo está a acabar. I
What's your name? What's your name? Huh? What are you doing here?
Watching rally.
Which rally?
I don't know. Sasso rally.
So we came to watch Team Dirt Star.
We came to watch Team Dirt Star.
Is it?
Yes, I do.
Is it? Nice guys. Where do you come from?
Zambia.
Are you sure? Where in Zambia?
Dola.
Dola, good.